that you value life, and then I make a point about you're killing a lot of Palestinians, and then when I ask the numbers, it doesn't matter.
Because we don't know how many in the IDF
you kill a lot of people, but you make the claim.
I understand. I'm trying to respond to you. We don't know how many were killed by the IDF and how many were killed by misfires of PIJ and Hamas. You do know that. We don't know how many were killed by explosive that Hamas is planting all over Gaza. So the total number that Hamas is reporting is around 38,000.
I'm asking you.
Hold on. I just gave you when you interrupted me. According to the Hamas Ministry of Health, around 38,000 people were killed. How many of them are militants? They don't say. Okay? According to Israeli, I would assume about half are militants.
Half? Okay, so you killed like 12,000, 15,000.
No, I'm saying again, we don't know how many were killed by IDF.
No, but wait a minute. The Israeli says that the half of them are militants, right? That's your claim, right? So when we have like 38,000, the half of it is 19,000.
Right.
So there's 19,000. That was 19,000 left.
Right.
Who are they?
So this is what I said in my first question, but you're not listening. What I said is some were killed by the IDF. Okay. Some were killed by a Hold on, you want to understand? You want to ask questions or you want to talk? If you want to talk, I will mute up and you will talk. If you want to ask questions, you need to listen to the answer. Okay, so I will try again, and please don't interrupt me because it's important that you will understand. Out of those civilian casualties, some were killed by the IDF, some were killed by failed missiles by the PIJ and Hamas, some were killed by mines and explosive devices that Hamas is dealing, and some were killed, basically, the 38,000 are all the deaths in Gaza, including from diseases. Now you can see.
So there's a lot of collateral damage, right?
No, I'm saying again, you're not listening. Disease, for example, someone that dies from a disease is not a collateral damage. Someone that dies from a Hamas rocket is not a collateral damage. Someone that is dying from a mine or an explosive device that Hamas planted for the IDF and killed the boy is not a collateral. Again, listen again. I'll repeat it again so you will listen. Listen. Don't think. No, you're not listening. I will say it again. But you didn't understand because you're so eager to respond and you're not so eager to talk.
No, I'm not.
So I will say it again. I will say it one last time. Some were killed by the IDF. Some were killed by Hamas failed rocket. Some were killed by PIJ failed rocket. Some were killed by mines and explosive devices. That's Hamas left. Some died from disease. There are many reasons for people to die in a 9-month period.
Yeah.
Got it?
Now I understand. So it's not totally the mistake of Israel, of course. You guys value life.
Yes.
And you give and also Palestinian life is really important to you.
Exactly. 100%.
So,
yes.
Yeah, humanity is really a thing that the Israelis.
Yes.
They're famous.
You are correct. You are correct.
Yes. I hate the way this guy is saying this. Okay, why?
But he's correct.
Why is the amount of people dying like important?
What did you say, Simon? Sorry.
Why is the amount of people who are dying important?
No, you're right. It's actually not about the numbers anymore for a long time. The point where the Israelis went too far, we reached that like many years ago. So you're right. It's actually not anymore about the numbers. It's like
it doesn't really matter.
The reason I'm asking is that was the very first point you pointed out.
Yeah.
No, because it's not the point. He said we value life, and that triggered.
Yeah, we do value life. This is why we didn't destroy Gaza.
My mind was blowing because how can you say on the other side how can you say you value life and on the other side you're killing a lot of people?
Hold on.
Unfortunately,
let me answer this. So you're saying that Israel has to put the lives of a completely different nation above their own?
Not above their own. But let me answer, please. But there's a big difference between defending yourself and attacking mostly civilians. So I don't say that Israelis have the right to defend themselves. Everyone has the right. Wait a minute.
Hold on, are you suggesting, Joe, saying that the threat to Israel is over?
It's
so
a threat
right now they're just
by
killing
Israel
to kill?
itself. First of all, it's
How?
a threat. How? By the apartheid state it is right now, about civilian rights, about putting millions of people in an open air prison. What about those?
Hold on, because we need to go one point by point on Daniel's
exactly.
of this. But you say apartheid state, and you say putting people.
Man, fuck Israel! Israel dies.
Open prison. No, Daniel, go ahead.
Okay, so can you said apartheid state. Can you name, for example, one thing that an Israeli Jew can do, or B, that an Israeli Arab Muslim cannot?
Okay,
Because if you were trying to compare, yes, go ahead.
I can give you an example. The number plate.
Yes.
In the Palestinians have different number plates.
Palestinians is not Israelis. I'm talking about Israel. You said that Israel is an apartheid state.
Palestinians are living. Your claim is that the Palestinians living in Israel, right? It's Israeli.
No.
Oh, so you are.
There are two
So you want to?
million.
I will try to explain.
So it's apartheid. I
will explain. That's it. The Palestinians, they are voting for their own government, okay? They have their own government, okay? We, Israelis, we vote for our government. In Israel, we have 2 million Arab Muslims that are equal rights citizens. The Palestinians is a different nation. It's a different state. They have their own thing.
But how can they be in Israeli prisons if they have their own state? So wait a minute. Please let me.
But you're talking about apartheid, so I'm asking again. Is this something?
No. Yeah. How can Palestinians? You say it's different. They have their own government, their own rights, their own shit. Yeah. So
right.
It's like a different.
Are you aware of this?
Like the Netherlands. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm aware of this. Yes, I'm aware of this. So, but how can you answer me then? Because I live in the Netherlands. Belgium cannot come here, pick me up, and put me in a Belgian prison.
I understand.
Yeah, but you're moving the goalposts. Hold on. We can talk dosing. We can talk about the prisons later. First, let's address the apartheid. Yes.
If it's different.
Listen, we need to, as Daniel says, he likes to go deep. No, not why. So how about we address each of the points that you're talking about, but instead of moving the goalposts, just focus on one thing right now. We go to the next, and then we go to the next. So first thing, you said apartheid. He asked you. He told you there are 2 million Arab Muslims living in Israel, within the borders of Israel. He asked you, what things are you aware of that Arab Muslims?
Go deep, Habibi. Don't go wide.
What things are you aware of that Arab Palestinians cannot do than the Israelis? Do you have anything?
Yeah. So like I said, okay, do you see Israeli and Palestinian mixed in one prison, for example?
Yes, but what is the question?
So Israelis are in the same prisons where Palestinians are.
Listen, I'm not sure what you're talking about. You're talking about apartheid. You know what apartheid
I'm talking
is?
about
So you know what apartheid is?
Like they did in America.
Let's go with this.
Let's go with this.
Let's
For the whites.
Let's go with this. Do you know what apartheid is? You know what apartheid is?
Yes.
Can you explain to us? Can you explain to us what apartheid
I
is?
know what apartheid is. Yes.
Okay. I want to hear you. Can you tell us, share with us what is apartheid? Because maybe we are talking about different things.
Now, apartheid is what they had in South Africa. It's like what they had with the whites and blacks back in the days in Africa.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So I know what it is.
Based on race, right?
No.
Is apartheid Jim Crow? Is Jim Crow apartheid?
Oh my God.
You're talking about different set of rules based on race, right?
Racial.
Exactly. Now, Arab Muslims, okay?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what a Jew? Are you talking between Jews and Arab Muslims, right? Apartheid between those two groups, right?
Arab Muslims.
Exactly. Now, can you name one thing that an Israeli Jew can do or be in Israel that an Israeli Arab Muslim cannot?
There's a lot. Yeah, like
Give me one example. happen?
Go deep, don't go wide. Habibi, please, go deep, don't go wide.
There are a lot. I'm sure that you will have no problem coming up with one, right?
I'm talking.
I have only one.
I'm not speaking about like Arabs with an Israeli nationality. Yeah.
But you were talking about apartheid. And apartheid in South Africa.
With the Palestinians that don't have Israeli nationality.
But they're in
But
different
Palestinians,
states.
hold on. Palestinians have a Palestinian.
Okay, so the Palestinians are independent.
Palestinians have their own passports. They have their own government.
But are they
Okay?
independent? Are they independent?
It has nothing to do with Israel. Okay? When you
wait.
listen.
You
You wait for a second. You listen.
Daniel,
Listen.
no.
You can, no. Hold on. We can have criticism, but words mean something. And if you use the word apartheid, and you explain to us, that apartheid, like South Africa, is two sets of rules based on race, meaning that both are living in the same country, but there's one rule that applies for Jews.
Raiders with the Israeli nationality. I'm not talking about that.
Listen, I just want to ask a question.
Even a Jew to the same
Are you South African, Dustin?
No, I'm not South African.
Are you Israeli?
No, I'm not Israeli. Actually,
I
I'm
think
American.
it
I have
doesn't
a lot of Jews. I have a lot of Jewish friends.
Okay, you have a lot of
Jewish friends.
Jose, so in Israel, everyone has got the same rights. They are guided by the same laws. They're ruled by the, they're ruled by the same law. They all have the same government. They go to the same schools. They go to the same hospitals. They can also all run for official positions. They can run for president. They can run for representation of their community. So I don't know what exactly is that you mean that there is an apartheid when everyone that holds an Israeli passport and an Israeli citizenship has the exact same rights as any Jewish person.
Okay. Can I react now?
That's not true.
Can I react now? Okay, of course. That's okay. I'll wait.
Go ahead.
No.
Sorry.
Rocky said that it's okay, and I want to understand. Is Palestinian land, does that belong to Israel? Yes or no?
No.
You're talking
Gaza
I'm talking
does
about
not
Gaza,
belong-
the West Bank.
Gaza and the West Bank do not belong to Israel.
So what you actually think is that the Palestinians, they already have their own government. That's what you say. They have. But are they totally independent from Israel, or does Israel still prison them like?
No, it's not a prison. They are their own state.
They're free to
and
go.
Israel
So they're
helps
free
them
to
a
go
lot.
where they want.
But you know what? I'm gonna let Daniel speak because he
Are they
actually
free
is
to go where they want?
Hold on. He is actually from Israel and he is IDF. So I'm gonna let him answer you then.
Okay, answer me, idea.
Answer me, Jew boy.
Daniel,
So
can Palestinians
on the one side,
Daniel may be indisposed at the moment, but look, as I understand it, they can leave Palestine, they can leave Gaza, and they can go back. The reason I know this is because I heard this guy on NPR, okay, who was a Palestinian who was speaking about his family in Gaza, and the NPR lady said, "So you're in Gaza right now?" And he said, "Oh no, I'm in Tampa, Florida. I left Gaza a couple weeks ago when the violence started getting really bad." So yes, if you have money, like this guy at NPR, you can leave Gaza. But if you're a Hamas and your whole family is Hamas, and your whole family has only cared from the day you were born, not about training you to make money and teaching you about the big wide world and encouraging you to leave Gaza and have a healthy life, like my Palestinian friend, what the fuck is his name? I forgot his name right now, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm going to go and mute up. That's it. My plane has landed.
the leader is not in Israel, actually. He's not in Gaza, right?
Anyway, but so Jose, they can go out and they can go in as many times as they want. Now, there is.
You serious right now?
Yes, I just told you about the man who left Gaza. If you've been there, then you were free to leave. He said he went there. Wait a minute. He said he'd been there. That means you traveled there, and did you travel away? You said you're in the Netherlands now.
I went to the Tel Aviv airport many times, and the way they search me, because I have an Arab name, is not the way they search my Dutch white colleague.
And you can understand why, right?
Are you in an Israeli prison right now?
Based on race.
Did you end up in an Israeli prison? Are you currently in an Israeli prison?
The way they searched me.
Did they find a bomb, Mohammed? Did they find anything?
No, they didn't find
Well, they
anything.
searched me too because I look like a...
All right, so yes, and that they have a reason to have those searchings, and it's because they have been for years
It is
by
racism.
Palestinians.
Yeah,
so they need to take care of their security. They need to be careful with
They
their
searched
security.
me too, motherfucker. They searched me too.
I've never attacked anyone, and I've been like 6 times there.
Yeah, but they're not gonna run the risk, right?
Don't say Arab people are white, so I don't know what you mean
Yeah,
by
you're right.
racism.
Let's check all the Arab people
Religion.
because they can be
Don't
terrorists.
say
He was so weak. He was such a weak
You know what? Not all terrorists. Not all Muslims are terrorists, but all terrorists are Muslims,
Why are
right?
you so angry?
So I'm just saying that it's not racism because Arabs are white. So you're talking about religion. You can't say racism.
It's based on their Arab roots.
Jason, why are you
It's
so
based
angry?
on their Arab names. It's
Religion.
based on their origin.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah?
Religion.
It's based on
Exactly.
their origin.
Yeah, Daniel, go ahead. And everyone
It's
else,
a form
you know.
of discrimination. It's a form of discrimination.
Of
You know
course, yeah,
discrimination
remember,
is? Okay, leave racism.
That's not apartheid, though. That's
Discrimination.
not apartheid.
What do you agree? Discrimination.
Yes, I agree. It's discrimination.
Okay,
I agree.
Israel
It's
is the
discrimination.
country that discriminates.
Apartheid is not apartheid.
Everybody mute up. Daniel, go ahead.
Can you hear me? Because my mic is like, I was out because my new headphones are giving me problems, so I didn't hear the last 5 minutes. But I hear that you were talking about discrimination.
He said that he's crying because every time that he has gone to Israel, he searched a lot because he's a dirty Arab.
So he's wrong. So he's wrong. So he's wrong. And
That's the way they act.
Those things, can you please guys mute up, please? So yeah, as I said before,
God probably judge you, bitch.
Rocky, shut up.
I'm talking to Rory, you fucking.
Yeah, shut up, bitch. I'm talking, bitch. Okay.
I don't care about what you think.
Rocky,
God,
listen,
okay,
I'm
yeah,
not a
okay,
Muslim,
if you
so
interrupt.
you're not able to oppress me, honey. I am a Western woman, and I can do whatever I want with you. So just
I don't give a
sit there,
fuck.
shut up, mute up,
I
and
don't
let
give a
the man
fuck,
speak,
fucking
okay? Oh yeah,
Okay,
it's
one
a
of you-
hoe. Anyway,
If you
go
want to
ahead.
participate in the conversation, you need to. Okay. So, as I said before, and you probably noticed, there are 2 million Arab Muslims living in Israel. I travel a lot. I was traveling last week. Let me tell you a story that I found incredible. I was sitting. When was it that I was flying? Like 3 days ago. I was sitting at the Tel Aviv airport on my way to Europe, and in front of me was an Arab family, and the I guess one of them was like a 20-year-old, and he had a bag, and on his bag he had the flag of Palestine, and sitting there with his bag with his flag of Palestine, and I was thinking to myself, wow, could it be in any other country like that I would be, for example?
Enjoy your
And
day.
no one bothered him, and he obviously was already at the gate, so he passed security. He looked very relaxed. The family was happy and giggling. And I was thinking to myself, could I be with an Israeli flag in any Arab country?
Yeah. Travel to Morocco. Welcome. You're welcome, man. Yeah. Come to
Yeah, I know. Morocco, yeah.
Come to Morocco, man. With your Israeli
Yes,
flag.
but
No
no,
problem. You're
we don't
welcome.
have it. Yes, you said it 3 times.
That sounds
We don't
like
have
a-
a-
Yeah. So I'm just answering your question.
Relax. I'm trying to tell a story. We don't have a war with Morocco, but Palestine and Israel are at war. So I understand your cute analogy, but try to understand that now between Israel and Palestine, there is a war going on. All right? Yet, because they are Arab Muslim, they have no problem of traveling. I don't know where you're coming from. Maybe you were also visiting lands that were suspicious, so they were checking you. That is okay. we need to have heightened security. But at the end, they let you in, right? They didn't kick you out. So they checked you. They also sometimes
hours.
How many times you've been to Israel?
6 times.
Sometimes 6 times. Also for me, it happened. Me, Israeli, born and raised. It happened that they stopped me. They checked all my stuff.
Daniel.
They asked for my passport. They took me aside. It happens.
Daniel, let's be honest.
Can I say something serious?
One second, Ismail, please.
And it also happens to Christians. It has nothing to do with you being Arab.
You know how it works
with
in
an Arabic
the
name.
airport. We both know how it works there. You have the machines, right? Where they scan your passport, and when you have an Arab name, you have to go to a different part of the airport where they check you.
No, that is not true. That is not true. No,
come on, man.
I'm sorry. Listen, dude, I travel about once a month. The way it goes is that you have Israeli passport and non-Israeli passport. It has nothing to do with Arabic name or non-Arabic name. If you don't have an Israeli passport, by the way, if you go to the EU, they have the same thing. If you have an EU passport, also in the United States, they have the same apartheid system. Hold on. Don't let me shout. Don't make me shout. Please mute up when I speak. Jesus. Also in America, when you go to the New York airport, you have one line for American passport and one line for all the rest. It's not about, wow, shut the fuck up, man.
I agree with you.
No, so shut the fuck up. I don't need you to agree with me.
Don't be emotional.
If you agree with me, shut the fuck
I don't
up.
want him to have a stroke. Please, just
Okay, but who is this guy yelling at?
go ahead, Daniel. Daniel?
Oh, it was Daniel, my God.
He's
Daniel, you're
tempering
muted.
his emotions right now.
Well, it's very frustrating that people don't.
My bad, I didn't know it was Daniel yelling.
I just said, I agree with you.
I know, but you were annoying him because he was already heated and he was asking for just quiet. He was asking for quiet listening.
Ishmael, we all saw what
So
happened.
emotional.
Well, we all saw what happened except for the man who did the thing, so I'm trying to explain it to him in a way that he can understand.
He was just having issues with his audio.
Well, in the meantime, can I say my two serious, non-trolling things? They're very brief. So I want to say very briefly, I was searched as well when I went to Israel. And when I first went there as a 20-year-old, I had the kafia because I got it in Palestine because I was free Palestine when I was 20 years old. And they searched me very much. And the second thing I wanted to say is that even if you've been to Israel 6 times and you've been searched and racial profiled, that's not the same as ending up in Israeli jail or having the laws applied unequally, which was your initial point.
Like I said before, I went there 6 times. I always go with my Dutch white colleague. And the way they always search me is not the way he wants.
Dude, maybe it's a new problem.
Even when I pass the customs, like in the exit of the airport, like on the covers, they always, not always, like 4 times, they always also come to me and then they
Listen,
But hear what I just said, that's not true.
Ishmael.
He didn't end up in jail.
If you come up across as aggressive as you have in this room, I will search you too. No, you're not.
It's hard like that. Why are you giving like that?
you're gonna okay, guys.
I got new headphones and they're fucking not working.
We're just having a good, strong, hard conversation. Don't be that emotional, guys. Come on.
No, Justin, you should listen.
Now you're being passive aggressive.
I'm not passive aggressive.
you are.
I'm laughing right now because
You came into the room yelling and being super aggressive.
it's just
So
the way
we're having a nice conversation. Now,
back.
please just be calm. And I told you many times already.
Yeah, okay. That's a good reason to check me in security because I'm really.
No one's taking your dose of bullshit.
I would stop you too.
David.
Yeah, you would stop.
You are literally a very weak, pathetic man.
Thank you for your.
Maybe there's a reason why they checked you. I don't know, but at the end they let you in.
Do you have any criminal record or something?
No.
I'm just a hard-working guy. You sound like you have a criminal record.
Well, Daniel was about to respond to the real meat of the point, which is they let him in, and he was saying that there's apartheid and you end up in Israeli prison. So
Yeah, because
now
of
he's gone to Because backpack getting rifled through
They
is
don't
not
have the right. Because of my passport.
Listen, Ishmael, we were talking about the chain gang earlier. He's part of the complain gang. You're a complainer.
You're a complainer. Listen, if this is your apartheid, then I'm sorry if this is what you feel apartheid, and I think that this is a bit disrespectful for the people that live in South Africa, because you are minimizing what they went through.
Or
They get
like the Democratic Republic of Congo.
After the Ethiopian Jews, especially the women.
What to ask them? To ask them what?
How about we ask the Sudanese Christians?
If you try to post, then I can move with you. What should I ask the Ethiopian women? I know a few. What should I ask them?
You should ask them if they can stop the country.
What should I ask them?
So you know about the sterilization, right? That they did back in the days.
No, I don't know sterilization. Do you want to tell me about this? Because it didn't happen. You want to talk about it?
Oh yeah, was it like 100 years ago, Desi?
No. Let's talk about again. It's about being accurate. He's talking about contraception. He's calling it sterilization. It's like calling a war a genocide. Okay? There was never, ever anyone that has been sterilized. Nothing is. I do think that your heart is in a good place, but your mind is not. Okay? There was never, ever anyone that has been sterilized. If you want to have this discussion about the Ethiopian women, I don't think you care about them. You just want to defend Israel. But if you do care about the Ethiopian women, I can tell you what is the story. But I can just sum it up that there was no sterilization. And you know what? I'm willing to put money on it. And if you're willing to put money on it also, we can bet. I started to monetize from Clubhouse, from doing bets.
No need to place bets. Gentlemen, can we just agree that there is good and evil in this world, and it's an individual choice, and nation states are just illusions? It's individual evil. If you commit a crime,
Communication is hypnosis.
Well, no. Wait a minute. Did you kick him out? That was a good point that he was making. That was a serious point.
I do not consent to be.
I don't think that was an all communication is hypnosis point. I think that he was saying that there.
John, I'm gonna bring you back up. I don't know.
I think that was a serious point. That was not a troll.
The end of his point would have been that.
Well, possibly, but that's a good.
Oh my God, Ishmael, you're so noisy.
Dosing, do you really care for Ethiopian women, or are you trying to just? Dosing, are you here, or are you here? Anyway, just.
No, Dosing is there. Can you bring up John again?
Yes, sure.
What is that, Daniel?
We're talking about civilization. Are you 100% sure that Ethiopian women were sterilized?
I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to be honest with you. It's just, but the people that told me this are living in Israel right now. So I'm going to be honest with you.
Yes.
I'm not 100% sure. I didn't research this. It's just what people living in Israel.
Good, and that is very honest from you.
I have also heard about.
Can I ask you one thing, Dosing? You clearly are against Israel and are against the Jews. So I want to ask.
No, I'm not against Jews.
Okay, so I want to ask you, where is this coming from? Where is this rage and this anger coming from towards Israel?
First of all, it's coming from. I did a lot of research, especially on pre-existing of Israel. So how the Zionists claimed Israel at the end, and I don't think it's right. When I researched how the Jews lived before Israel, they lived in many countries, and many men.
And
yeah, I know in Iraq, some things went wrong sometimes with
800,000 people of Arab countries.
Some things went wrong sometimes.
I am speak.
I'm aware of this, right?
And that is very honest for me.
He should be able to speak, but also we should be able to call him out on minimizing
I just
massive
don't understand where
bullshit.
he's coming from.
Let me
like for Israel and his stance. Is it so difficult to let him finish?
Let me keep it easy. Okay. I don't think the Israelis have the right on the land. That's it. And I'm not.
So I get it. So basically, all the points that you were saying, apartheid and the Ethiopian women and all this bullshit, it's not factual. You're just trying to. Hold on, let me. Please. I was listening to you. I was even with a mute. I did it when you were speaking. Okay.
Myself, sorry.
Out of respect to you, because I wanted to listen to you. But once you finished, I would like to reply. And from what I understand from you, based on what Lisa asked you, you think that Israel is not a legitimate country. So instead of talking about the death in Gaza and the Ethiopian women and all this apartheid, all this bullshit, which is not true, and you were talking about you doing research, but you didn't do research on any of the topics that you spoke, why don't you start with saying that you think that Israel is not legitimate, and we can talk about that, because you don't really care, not for the Ethiopian women, and not about the people in Gaza, and not about the apartheid. Are you on the phone? Okay.
No, I was listening. I'm just someone.
Okay.
But I can pick up.
So that is just not honest. This is why it was very easy for us to identify that you're not being honest. You're just using it as no, you're not. You said yourself you did a lot of research, but on the talking points that you brought here, for example, on the Ethiopian women, you didn't, or the apartheid, you didn't.
And this is the reason, Joseph, why I asked you that, and I'm truly interested in knowing where this is coming from, because when you came in the room, I'm gonna give you now. Hold on. When you came in the room, you just came up with the knife out, and trying to be super aggressive, and oh my God, how many people, how many women, how many children. So, as Daniel is saying, all of that in the end is gaslighting. You're just trying to make
It's Israeli derangement syndrome. It's in the DSM. It's called IDS.
Wait a minute.
You're just trying to make your argument stronger, but
I
that
told
doesn't
you
help.
I visited Israel several times. I do business with Israeli Jews. To be honest with you, okay. So I've been there. I saw with my own eyes. Okay, I have to be honest. Tel Aviv there's a big difference between Tel Aviv and Jerusalem in like how we say the multicultural Tel Aviv. The Arabs are more accepted in Tel Aviv than in Jerusalem, for example. I have been there. I've seen how the society is in Israel, but I cannot close my eyes for the things that are going wrong there. But
okay, let's continue with this. What have you witnessed in Jerusalem?
In Jerusalem, well, the checkpoints, for example. When you went in the old city, yeah, there's a big difference.
So you don't you're anti-checkpoints. So just let anyone.
Of course.
Let everyone into a fucking.
It's not yours to let someone in the first place.
Okay, so hold on. So basically, we are always going to the beginning. Okay, so all the things that you're saying, even now about the checkpoint, this is not your problem. Your problem, and let's talk about this. You think that Israel has no legitimacy, and what you're trying with all your talking point is to continue to delegitimize Israel, calling it apartheid state. This is why they're talking about genocide. You are basically doing delegitimization of Israel. Now,